The other day, I was checking on some good plugin deals, and as I was scrolling, I thought to myself, do I really need these, or are these going to end up being another unused plugins? As I was checking, I remember one of those unused plugin yet very powerful that I've been having for the longest time, which is Alchemy. I think introduced in 2016 with version 10.2. Alchemy alongside ES2 has been synonymous with Logic, yet in my whole kind of process of making production, it is still very much underused. But with the whole sound library, I think it's pretty cool on its own. So I thought I would kind of make some cool stuff with presets. So to start off, I have this sound. It's kind of very dreamy type of bells. So with this, I decided to draw something like this. I lowered it by 3 semitones. I added a little EQ. Although there is not a lot of lows, I wanted to be sure that it does not mess up with the bass. Something that I've been using a lot is this Arturia's MS20 filter, and I'm always on the slow pad presets, and then from there I just arrange the movements. So from there I have this pad sound, and then another kind of a cool keys that I found under the synth section, and then it's Cheesy Decay. It is called. So then this is still playing the same. I just send it to my bus, which has delays on it, and then I'm just adjusting the strength. All of this is in my kind of template, so I just send stuff in. So from there, I wanted to start some sort of drums, because I cannot really see stuff without any drums. An 808 type of drum kit. So to kind of ease the repetitiveness of the notes, I just use the Logic note repeat, and it's sort of like this. I just have it on 1/8, and then I just keep on pressing. Very recognizable 808 sounds, but I felt like there was something missing. That's kind of like the whole melody. This preset is called Dreamy Illuminated. It's under the mallet section. It kind of even added to the whole like dreamy sound. Now sample. I think I need a sample on this, so let's let me try to find some. And from there, what I did is I bounced it out, but it didn't really sit with the whole thing. So for example, with the drums, it kind of sits, but there is something. I added a shaper box, so this kind of like a half time my sample. It's very trippy. I like it, but it was a little bit too much of a low end. So after a shaper box, what I did is I pitched it up by 3 using just Logic's stock pitch shifter. Ooh. This can be used in something else, man. When I bounced it out, I was kind of still wanted it to be a little bit up, so I pitched it up again by 7. Can start to fill the thing. And it's added a shaper box again in the time effects, to kind of like, because I didn't really like this at the end of the sample. There is like a weird transient there. I was not really feeling that, although I was kind of muffling it. I can still hear it, so I added this kind of reversed the last part of the sample. See? it reverses it. And then of course I added duck to create some dynamics in the sample. So everything was kind of coming together. The only thing that I was kind of missing is some effects to kind of spice things up. On my drum bus, as you can see, I already have plenty of stuff. It's template based. They are kind of already pre-configured. All I gotta do is just do some sort of adjustments. So the drums goes from something like this to something like this with all of them activated. And when I was listening to the main sample, I noticed that it has pretty cool bass. So what I did is I just just exported the main sample, and then I took the bass, and then from there just sidechain and some additional amps. All right, so this is the first one. Kind of small arrangements. I drop a lot of stuffs, and yeah, so this is it. That was kind of the first one. It's kind of very cozy type of vibe. I think with a little bit of more arrangement, I can drop the sample somewhere and then just continue with the instruments. But I wanted to try something else. So this time I wanted to try something a little bit faster, maybe. So I started, as always, with a synth. As there was kind of like, I think, a good starter. Same notes with then I was looking for something kind of sharp. So from there, it was just a matter of kind of adding some effects. I bounced everything. So I have my first sound, this, and EQ to kind of remove the lows. Then I introduce my other pads. Added a little bit of EQ because this one has a lot more significant low ends. And also added pancake. Added pancake to kind of make that little thing behind to kind of move. Then I added the sharp end with some EQs. Not boosting anything, just removing some frequencies. Then I added Arturia's reverb plate to kind of make that sharpness kind of fade in the back. It's not necessarily unwanted, but it sounds better in the back, I think. And then from there, it was just a matter of adding some drums on my bus. That sounds nice. So I think I have everything set up on my drums. will just activate some of my my changes. So compressor, fat effects, console EQ, limiter, and then some sample delays. So this is my kind of drums process, I guess. One process. It hits a lot more process, and also it kind of adds some sort of textures. So everything like process drum bus and then process instrument bus sounds like this. Sounds much nicer. So this is the bass. It's kind of cool. With the original notes, I think, kind of play around with it. A little bit of automation to the bass. The coolest thing about Alchemy is like you have these controls. These are usually controlling something within the advanced. So I think this is controlling the low pass. So I just did a little automations to kind of adjust the low pass filter. So that kind of adds a little bit of movements. All right, so to the vocals, shaper box, which kind of half time the whole thing. With that, I added a little bit of reverb, but it was very low, so it didn't really fit with everything. So then I pitched everything by 7. Sounds nice already. But there is these like little weird effects with this pitch shifter. I don't really know how this work, but I added duck to kind of get rid of those. But it sounded a little too muffled, so I added a little distortion. All right, so little arrangement. I like this one. A little arrangement. Didn't do a lot of mixing. I think the whole amps on the drums and the master kind of does what it needs to do. But yes, I'll use Alchemy a lot more from here on. Definitely something that I think I've missed on. But you know, there is still very good plugins that are worth it out there. Not necessarily saying that they're not worth it. There are definitely some stuff out there that should be checked out and then worth every pennies. But yes, let me know. Have you ever used Alchemy before? Does Alchemy does it, or any sort of stock plugin with stock libraries, or does the kind of other offers suits better to any type of music? Yes, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.